Everyone, it's QuaranTEEN Lounge for today and welcome. Linda, hello, how are you?
Hey Leanne, how you doing?
Good. Isn't it so bizarre that we haven't even chatted today and we both arrived on the call in green?
You must have gotten my ESP message.
Yeah, something like that. So what we're going to share with you today is some really important guidance around how to truly engage your team, that they feel that you are connecting with them. And we had an awesome Q&A on Friday, which was an open opportunity for any parents to join and ask questions that they have around their teen, and particularly in the current context of all being isolated, you know, kind of either being isolated or homebound. So if you haven't had chance as a parent to have a look at that Q&A, go to our Facebook or our YouTube channel and you'll be able to have a listen. Some awesome tips on how to manage teens in isolation, how to manage cranky, frustrated teens that, hey, you want to go out there and socialize and connect with their friends and they're really feeling quite disconnected and in some cases quite lonely. So what we're going to talk about today is something not only that we talked about in the Q&A, but we've heard, Linda and I, from parents as well, is, you know, when connecting with our teens, not making it all about ourselves. And so without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Linda and let her explain exactly what we mean and why it's so super important. Over to you, Linda.
Yeah, thanks, Leanne. Yeah, it is. It's such a bizarre thing that we make, you know, we turn and make things about ourselves when our teens talk to us. And what I mean by that is, you know, if you've ever had your teen say something to you and you go, yeah, me too, and when I was your age I did this, this, this and this, and our teens kind of look skyward and just wander off because they don't want to hear about us as teenagers. They can't even imagine it. And in this environment in particular where teens are feeling really frustrated, what I'm about, you know, being isolated from their friends and with social distancing and the like, what I'm hearing from a lot of parents and in fact teenagers that I've been chatting with is that their parents do make it about them, and it's quite unintentional. So if teens are saying, I feel so frustrated because I can't go out, or I am upset because I want to see my teens, and we say, yeah, I completely understand exactly what you're going through, and then go off into their own story about what they do. Or they say, you know, yeah, I get it, when I was your age. So, and that can be really frustrating because we're not actually acknowledging how our teen's feeling, and how can we get it? Because we've never been through this situation either. And so just like to give you an example, at home, Peter, my husband, and I, when we're chatting with the girls, I sometimes notice that they'll tell him something and he'll do exactly that. He'll say, yeah, that happened to me when I was a teenager, and then he takes over the whole story. And I said to him one day, when you do that, you're actually not acknowledging how our teens are feeling. So 15 and 17-year-old, how they're feeling. You're making it about you. And he's like, really? And I said, yeah, because, you know, when you do that, you're then owning the story. And he said, yeah, but I do that because I'm trying to relate to them. And I'm trying to know that I've been through similar stuff, so I get it. And so what he didn't realise that was he was making it about himself. And so he said, okay, so what do I need to do? And I said, well, you need to start, you know, listening and making it about you. And I'm happy to share some tips with you on that. So listening and making it about them. And since he's been doing that, he's been noticing a massive shift in how he relates to the girls and how they respond to him, because they now have more of a conversation with him because he's not turning it into his story.
Yeah, and I think what's really interesting about what you're saying, Linda, using Peter as an example, is it's not our intention to make it about ourselves. You know, he was thinking, I want them to realize I kind of feel, I understand, or I can kind of connect because I get it. But in fact, it was having the opposite effect. It was making them feel disconnected because they go, well, how do you even understand? And I mean, we were talking earlier, you know, our kids can't quite ever remember being, you know, us being teens. I mean, they can't even fathom the thought that we were ever teenagers.
Yeah.
So I kind of get, you know, that it's really with good intent, but the message it relays to our teens is actually it's all about me and I'm not that particularly interested in you, even though it's not what we intended. So how do we actually go? So what would you say the top tips are for parents when they're having a conversation with a teen that's maybe gone, I'm feeling really frustrated today because I'm sick and tired of being at home and stuck here without my friends. So what would your top tips be for parents?
Yeah, so I would say first and foremost, actively listen to them. Listen to what they're saying rather than listening to a bit of it and then going, oh yeah, that's me. So actively listen to them, let them say what it is they need to say, because when you do that, they will feel heard. And at the end of the day, we all want to feel heard. I think, you know, if they say they're frustrated, ask them to tell you more about it. You know, talk to me more about that. You know, what's going on is a better question. You know, the wrong answer is to say, so if your teen says, I'm sick of being at home, the wrong answer is to go, yeah, me too. Because again, we're making it about us. So it's about saying, all right, tell me more about that. And just be there and offer them support. And by that, I mean asking them what they need. You know, I can see you're frustrated. I can see it's, you know, it is annoying being home. What do you need? What can I do to possibly support you? Because when we do that, as I say, they feel heard. They know we've got time for them. It builds a nice level of trust and connection.
Yeah, and Linda, you know, one of those things on support is something I'm doing with my teen is that, you know, her feeling, you know, like cabin fever, stuck in the house all day. At 4 o'clock in our schedule every day, we go for a walk around the block for half an hour. So that's in her diary. She knows she's going to get out some fresh air. Look, it is with her mum and it's a bit boring, I'm sure, but it just gets her out and allows her to breathe and have a chat and just relax. And, you know, we pass people and it's hi and sometimes the neighbors. So it kind of feeds her soul in a way of getting out. So also honing in on what actual support, and maybe if she can't come up or he can't come up with anything, make suggestions like a walk in the afternoon or whatever, you know, parents. And it would be great if parents can put in the comments some ideas for other parents on how you can create that support in the current environment. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing the 3 tips on how not to make it all about ourselves as parents, but to actually focus on our teens and how we can support them. All right, until next time, Linda.
Yes.
All right.
See you soon.